Peace, how are you? My name's Sereda Daily, and I'm here representing the Bliss Return Initiative. My campaign is to get your help so that I can go back to school to learn the ways and also techniques of natural house building. Why do I want to learn natural house building, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. In my heart, I know we don't have to be stressed out about bills or give up our dreams of one day owning a home all of our own. There's a better way to live, and I know it. Over the years, I've received numerous feedback on issues about life from people all over the world. And for the past few years, I have felt a calling to do more on a broader scale to assist people in coping better with stress. I am confident there's a better way to achieve this goal. Even though I have helped with consulting, coaching, even motivating people too, and they are also doing those same things for themselves, that's not always enough. And so I recall a family calling me, and they told me that they had nowhere to go, plus they were simply one day away from being on the streets. And I've gotten calls from people in shelters and other people in the same situations, and they've gotten spiritual work done and different things with consulting and all kinds of different things, but it's still, certain things did change, but for some people that wasn't enough for them. They needed more. So my heart was hurt because of, not really knowing exactly what else I could do. Well, I did know what I could do, I just didn't have the resources to do it with. So here's what I want to do to help people better. Myself and others, we've helped in the community, and we do holistic healing services, spiritual readings, offering consulting services. We give advice on how to create a good home cooked meal, and some of us are helping by writing articles and ebooks. And these are all with genuine attempts at they're all aimed at helping others. And we want to help them to hang in there. Despite our desire to change the world, the people of our world desperately need security and comfort. That's the bottom line. So you can feel good all day, but you still need to be taken care of. And, these families, the children, all that in the community, something really has to change about this. So what if, this is what I was thinking of, what if more men and women knew how to rebuild their own homes? I really do think that it would transform their life experience from one that's on the way to poverty or already in poverty to one where they're living their actual dream. So what if people in the world had their own homes without having to go completely into debt to achieve their dreams? What if that was the case? And don't you think that they would naturally, by cause and effect, they would inherit a healthier, longer life with even more options open to them than they have right now. And they would also, have a richer living. They'd have more fun, and they have more fun on their own terms, or just as they see fit, instead of feeling like they have to sacrifice everything just to get to their goal. But some of them don't ever get there. They die before it even happens. The answer to how and why people are going through all this extra labor and stress and trying to get this American dream, and what's happening as a result of them not getting it. What's happening? What's the other side of that? Well, people are achieving wonderful things in the world. But let me tell you about the statistics about of people who are really, they're not really doing so well in the world. And we don't hear so much about them. And of course, this number is going to be underplayed because nobody's walking around giving live statistics on the spot all over the world, as that would give us a real number. But just last year, the national poverty rate rose to include 13.2% of the population. So 1 in 7% were at risk of suffering from hunger in the United States. So many people are on food stamps. They don't talk about that because there's a lot of things that are just imbalanced in the world that need to be balanced out for people to be able to afford them, or people have to create their own way of getting these things, growing foods and different things, and building their own places to live. And that doesn't mean going away from society or anything, but You got to be able to survive. You know, you're supposed to be here to live a wonderful, happy life. So you got to do that by any means necessary. So anyway, in addition to these 3.5 million people who were forced to sleep in parks, under bridges, and in shelter of cars, what else? You know, 3.5 million? That's under the number also. So who are the people that are homeless? There's many people among us, people that I know personally, lots of professional people. People have degrees. People graduated from high school, college, went to high school. They had wonderful families, but they're going through some trying times, and they need some options. So 35% of the homeless population are families with children, and that's the fastest growing segment of the homeless population. 23% are U.S. military veterans. And then 25% are children under the age of 18 years old, which is a high number. 30% have experienced domestic violence. 20 to 25% suffer from mental illness, probably from not getting the right foods and living in really bad conditions. You know, some people are living in abandoned homes amongst rats and other things, you know, just sleeping on the plain ground. So we have to do more to help them out, and that's what this campaign is aimed at. This is going to happen. It's got to happen. So in urban communities, they say, and I've seen it. I talked to a friend of mine who told me that they had to sleep on the street like last week, you know? I mean, you talking about brilliant-minded people. There's so many people like that, and it's just not going so well. So here we go. They said in urban communities, people experience homelessness for an average of 8 months. And so that's in regular communities. People are going through that, just regular people. Some people are living out of their storage units. That's kind of rough, right? Just so that they can get a peace of mind and work on their books, study for school, or whatever, and not be stressed by, you know, the bills. Not that bills are stressful, but if you don't have your infrastructure set up, and you weren't taught how to really handle money, then it can be really heavy on you. So the call to become a better person, or a better being, a better nation, a better community with self-sustainability, and to help others to do the same is precisely why I want to learn how to live more independently from all these utilities, just like our ancestors did. So the work that I am doing, it is my mission to continue the work of my ancestors, just like so many of you are as well. And alongside other brave souls who wish to exercise their will, we have free will, in a positive, balanced way in the world, just as our ancestors did. You know, we've got to continue these things on, and we can get there. People are already doing this already. This is not something new that I made up off the top of my head. I was looking around at all the people that are doing this. I'm like, what in the world? You know, so this is optional. You know, this stuff that we deal with, it is optional. Again, so the goal is to learn how to build earthen-based homes from the bottom up. And the next step is to show others how to do the same. Other projects, guest houses complete with natural structures, will be built on private land also. Also, my plan is to have a sustainable community on privately owned land and time as well, aimed at, you know, educating the children, the future, and, you know, those of us who are already living here who want to learn how to do this stuff and break free of this binding process that's going on. So after that step, I will have the skills in order to teach and assist with various house building projects, community building on another level. It just has to happen. So let's do this. So writing is my love, as you know. Quite a few times a month I speak of www.blissreturn.com, where me and other good friends of mine, we write about bliss and how we maintain bliss returned in our lives daily. And, you know, since I've been writing books, I have realized how much I'd rather be living with less overhead expenses as a writer. That's really all I want to do, is just teach and share and give. But when you have that type of nature, than like so many people do. Back in the day, it was another story. Today, it becomes a problem for our children who are artists, and it discourages them because they're pushed to be a part of an economical system, and they might not even have any interest in that because everybody has a different life path and a different purpose on the planet. But the system, it kind of pushes people into a place where they don't really want to be. And I want to encourage people to live the way that they see that they should be living. And we got to support that. So that's what this is about. So as a writer, excuse me, that was my phone. A lot of junk can get in the way of the creative process, even as artists. And so for the past 3 years, I've been scaling down my belongings to live a freer lifestyle. This is not something I'm just talking about. I'm doing it myself already. I have successfully donated like my whole bunch of house stuff to people who needed them. And I have a dream, no matter what, just like Martin Luther King had a dream, I have a dream. And sacrifice has been an important role in moving towards my dreams. And I will do whatever it takes to get it. The plan is to live a naturally free lifestyle myself and to learn how to do this via natural building training school. And after I learn the skill of earthen-based building, like I talked about, which I consider naturally living, natural-based building, knowing how to build a structure to put your family in, to me, is like extremely important in securing the families that come in the future and our families now. And it is a part of a revolutionary effort. It is, in a peaceful way. I need to fight y'all. I need to build here. I need to build up instead of fighting. We need to build. And so this is for everybody. Everybody. There's so many people that are part of this thing. Anyway, so back to the rest of the Bliss return plans. So via books and online training and in-person workshops and training classes and even consultations is exactly how we'll be teaching earthen-based home building and for other people and their families. It's time for change. Many want to live a stress-free they want to live stress-free. They want to be free of the bills and the system, and it's going to take work to get it done. But if you're ready and you want to contribute to such a thing, this is a expanded thing, and it's going to grow. It's wonderful, and I'm going to, I'm not looking for free things. I am going to trade my services and the things that I do, and I'm going to work for what I'm asking for. So it's time to move in that direction for some of you. And if you're ready to do this thing, then let's go with it. Many of you hear of the whisper of freedom in the air. You hear it. It's calling you every day. You all are really hearing it this year. Last year, y'all were feeling it because I know a bunch of people were giving their stuff away. And people are bartering so much now. And you want to live an enjoyable life. You want to live closer to nature without piles of bills dominating your world and providing an illusion that is there. That there's no such thing as freedom. I'm going to tell you, yes, there is. And there's people that are living it. If you go on the internet and you search online for people who are living naturally, you'd be surprised at what we can really do once we learn how to use our hands. And I love being a part of the process. So I'm going to be doing this thing, getting my hands dirty in the process. Sacrifice. So there is, and since I've been online for years traveling and researching a new way for the past 15 years, only now am I ready to go to school to learn this. And I thought I needed to hire builders to do it for me, though now it's clear to me that it is me who must learn to do this awesome craft and skill. And trust we will have our vision come together with a collective effort. Yes, we will. It just has to happen. The ancestors are calling for it. It's been coming up in my dreams. It started over 4 years ago. So thank you so much for being there. Oh, last before I forget, there are reward levels for donating to our Freedom Campaign. And you can get something in return now for donating, which is pretty awesome. So again, my name's Sereda Alita Daily. Follow our blog for updates. And like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. It's blissreturned.com. and put an ED on the end of return because it's past tense. It's returned already, you know. And read about us at www.blissreturn.com for more updates. And please, whatever you can donate, just do it. I love you. It's amazing. It's going to come together. And let's get this done. Peace, love, honor, and respect. I love you.